What's up, everybody? Rico here. Welcome back to Chibind Brothers. Well, guys, just like literally what I said in my last video that was last week, we should have expected a pullback in Mara and RIOT stock. I talked about how the stochastic was already way overbought, and I said even though we've been going up, we should pretty much be expecting a pullback. And I told you guys that Mara would probably be pulling back to somewhere around the $26 if we start getting a pullback. And I also said that RIOT stock was going to be pulling back somewhere around the 30s, which we pretty much been seeing in the last couple of days, especially after the market closed. So one thing that we need to know, and we always known this for a while, is like RIOT and Mara stocks are stocks that literally depends on mining cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin. Here's one thing we need to know about Bitcoin. I know a lot of people are saying Bitcoin is going down. Oh my gosh. Look, I personally been in the crypto and basically Bitcoin for a little while, for ever since like 2016. So these patterns, it always happen. There's a certain period of time where we're going to go into a bull market where we have Bitcoin going up and up and up, and everybody hear about crypto and everybody start FOMO buying to be able to get in. But there's also a time where things start to pull back. It always happens, and usually people freak out anyway and they're standing off. But here's the thing, it always happens, and every single time that Bitcoin either goes up or down, but most of the time when it actually goes up, we always end up reaching a new all-time high. This time we got up in the 60s, and it means that next time, whatever that time is going to be, which I still believe, even though we're going through this Bitcoin death cross, I still believe that we're going to be able to go past this all-time high that we made. We're going to go past all the way probably to 100 and some $1,000. And when that happens, we both know that Mara and RIOT stock will pretty much be able to do really, really well. And that's why I've always said, even in my long-term plan, basically for the price target for these one in the long run, they are essentially going to get to where we think, or at least personally, I think they're going to be. But just like I said, when you are into something, you have to be prepared of what could happen in between. You have to be prepared of what or anything that pretty much can happen between now and when we're gonna get there. It doesn't always go up as a slope all the way to the top. Look, there is always gonna be bumps in the road. There's always gonna be the ups and downs. That's what we call them chart. Up when it's overbought, and that's when there's always a down when everything is oversold. But as we moving forward and as we going, hey, in the long run, we're gonna end up getting there. Then we are still going to have pretty good numbers coming up from it. You have to understand. And I know some people really bought at the top when it was 50, 60. And I believe I said in my last video that when we were down, really down in the low 20s, if some of you or if some of the people were actually able to average down their positions when RIOT and Mara stock actually was or reached somewhere, right, I believe it was somewhere $36 and Mara was somewhere around 31 or 32, whatever. When we were able to reach those levels, if you were able to average down at the lowest point, you would have probably get most of your money back or even all of it and have a little bit of profit. And I even said, if you had done that, you would have probably been able to liquidate just a little bit and then wait to buy lower, because I talked specifically about the stocks being overbought already, that we should be able to see a pullback, which is what we're seeing right now. So I wanted to get into the charts so we can all have a look into what exactly is going on and what exactly we should probably expect that will be coming. So before we get into that, please don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you get videos just like this one every single time we post them. So, well, guys, let's get into it. All right, so here's the Mara chart pulled up here. I actually wanted to show you two things. Right now, I have Mara, and then I'm gonna move to RIOT stock too. But because I have Mara stock right here, I also want to show you what Bitcoin chart is looking like. Just because, for the fact that Mara and RIOT stock, they both literally depend on what Bitcoin is doing and the way Bitcoin is performing, because they're a mining company. So it's kind of reflecting to their chart and how they perform, because technically it's kind of the way that they're making profit. So this is the Bitcoin chart. You see what I'm looking at right now? I'm gonna go back here. This is Mara, and then this is Bitcoin. So I want to show you something. Because this level, I understand Bitcoin has been selling off for a while. There's the pressure. China technically was supposed to be going to death cross anyway, because when you look at the chart, if you know how Bitcoin moving, you would know that we were going to a death cross. This was already inevitable. It was happening, and we're supposed to go through it. It was a healthy pullback. It was supposed to happen, but you also have the Chinese crackdown that kind of push more fear and a lot more sell-off. It's always like that. There's always people that sell when things are selling, and then buy when things are going up. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to buy when everything else is selling off, and you're supposed to sell when everybody else is buying. Basically, when everything is going up. Because when you buy when everything is up, then you end up overpaying for it. Because once it starts selling off, then you pretty much end up holding the bags. But that's a topic for another video. What I wanted to show you here is, I'm going to show you a couple things. You see, Bitcoin has been bouncing back somewhere around $28,000. And this is not the first time we've been here. If you look at my screen right now, I'm going to draw something so you can have a better picture. And I'm going to go into the MARA chart, and I'm going to draw pretty much the same thing. So look at these levels. You see right here, you can even go and do it right there. See, the lowest level. And you can see how many times we actually bounce back on it. You see, we bounce back on this level. Even if I go all the way back here, you can still see where we came from. We've been bouncing back on this level for quite a while. You see, we bounce back here, and then here, and then here, and then here we are. So you know already this is a very strong support for Bitcoin. Ever since we started going to this bull run, even after we had a first massive sell-off, and then we've been doing this, we have not been able to go below $28,000 per coin. We've been literally bouncing back. I mean, this is a very strong support level, which means we are in a new pattern, because this used to be the old pattern. We are into a new pattern, and we haven't broken out of this pattern yet. We've been basically doing this back and forth for quite a while, ever since like May 19th and all the way up to now. We've been literally over a month. We've been doing the same thing, and I'm going to show you where this pattern pretty much has been doing. It's a good consolidation. You see that already? It's a pretty good consolidations between $28,000 and pretty much $40,000 right there. You see what I'm talking about? It's been a consolidation. We have not been able to broke below it or above it. So as long as we're still in these levels with Bitcoin, which means if we translate now into MARA and RIOT stocks, we're pretty much also seeing the same thing. But I also want to mention something before I open the MARA chart. You see the stochastic RSI on Bitcoin, it's already pulling back down. At this point, it looks like we're going into the oversold territory. So since we're looking down into the oversold territory, there is a possibility we might pull back again up. And if we do pull back again up, remember, we still have this resistance right here, and it's been consolidating between $28,000 and $40,000. So we might go back again here and bounce back to go down. I haven't seen any sign of showing as if we're gonna break out either above or below just yet. So now I want to show you, if you take a pic here, now I'm gonna show you MARA chart. Here's the MARA chart. You see any similarities? I'm pretty sure you can see the similarities already. Pretty much we're going to pull back around these levels, and I kept this line purposely because I wanted to show you that we were going to be somewhere in the 26, and basically we got the intraday and we ended up closing somewhere around 27. Basically, we bounced back on that support level, and now you can see that the stochastic has been going down and down, and we're not overbought anymore, but we're still slightly above the oversold line. So we're right here, as you can see. But now I want to draw you another line here, so you have an idea, just like I just did with Bitcoin over there. I just put it right there. You see this kind of a consolidation we've been going through here. But now look, are we gonna bounce back? This is a very strong support level. We've seen it right here, right there, right here, and right here before we broke out of the pattern, and then we went below it, which means we made another support below. But this is still a support. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, when you look at Bitcoin, we just have to watch what Bitcoin is doing. Of course, in the short term, things always bounce up and down, but our goal is what's going to happen in the long term. So far, from what we're looking at, for the fact that Bitcoin has been consolidating around those levels, and what we're seeing right now with Mara stock and what it's been doing is, as long as Bitcoin doesn't go below that $28,000 line I show you guys right here, as long as we're not below this, we're probably going to still be doing the same thing with Mara, also consolidating around these levels back and forth. It's at least in my opinion, and from what I'm seeing and from what the data is showing me, that's pretty much what we've been doing. But now, if Bitcoin were to go lower than $28,000, then we might see another pullback into Mara, and that pullback could go all the way down to this line. This is the next support level, which is somewhere around $18 a share. Do I think that it's actually going to get there? So far, I'm not seeing it just yet, but it is a possibility. It could pull back. That's like I said last time, but it looks like we're still bouncing back on this level. But one of the things why I'm saying that is because Bitcoin hasn't broken this pattern just yet. Since we're looking like we're bouncing back a little bit, that means we might not see these levels just yet, but it is a possibility. And if Bitcoin bounces back and goes back again up to the 40s like it's been doing here in this chart like I'm showing you, and we go back, then we will see that reflecting into Mara, and Mara might as well go back again like it's been doing somewhere in the 30s and something. But again, just like I said, every single time you have an opportunity to buy the dip, especially if you're in for the long term. If you only come in because you wanted to make a quick buck and now things are, you kind of feel like you're stuck holding the bag, that's a whole other story. But if you're in and you know that in the long run, I'm going to end up making some money, well, every time you have an opportunity to buy the dip, this is the time. Again, this is my personal opinion. It's not a financial advice. This is something I would do personally when I think if I bought way too high and I want to average down, or I still want to buy more, because every dip opportunity is for me to buy more. So that way, when the time comes, as we go into the long run, I'm going to end up on the good side. That's something that I would do personally for sure. And looking at this, and for Mara, for me, my price target in the long term, I've said always somewhere around $90. I know a lot of people always ask me when exactly it's going to happen. Well, I mean, I can't tell you the date, on specific day, which day it's going to happen, but all I know is in the long term. It could take all the way up to the end of this year, or probably slightly at the beginning of next year. It literally depends on what Bitcoin is doing and how we're going to be handling this and how much is going to be coming, because these are companies that are mining Bitcoin, and we know that the more Bitcoin goes up in value, the more these companies are profitable. So if you keep an eye on those, then you should probably kind of have an idea of where we're going to be going. And as long as these companies fundamental doesn't change or even improve from where they are right now, it means it's really good news for us, really good news for an investor into these companies. So now I want to show you what RIOT is doing. It's pretty much going to be, the same. Like I told you, I kept the line just as always. And you see right here, this is the line that I pretty much drew last week. And here we are, bounce back. I told you guys, if we do bounce back, we're going to come back to this line and somewhere in the 30s, which we did in an intraday. And we end up coming back up after the sell-off was a little bit aggressive. And then we closed slightly above 30. We are like 32. So now, I wanted to show you something else here, because I wanted to tell you, if we continue pulling back into the crypto, especially Bitcoin, if we broke that pattern and go below 28,000, again, you see why we bounced back here? You can tell why we did, because this is another support level. So now, if we were to pull back even more, the reason I'm talking mostly about, because most people just want to hear the stock go up, 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 up. No, I also want to show you the other side of what could happen. But as long as we know we want it to go up, or we want to be prepared when things are going down, what we should do, we have to have a game plan. We have to see what could be the next time or the next point where it's going to go. That way you know what to do, and you just not, what's going on? I'm out here holding the bags. I don't know what to do because I went all in 100% and I don't have any more money to buy the dip. Which I get. Not everybody has the same opportunities or, Anyway, here's another line that I'm going to. I know it looks like a mess, but just, try to keep up with me. Here it is. Somewhere around 21. So if Bitcoin really breaks, I'm going to go back to the chart. If Bitcoin breaks this cycle, this consolidation that we've been going on for over a month, if it breaks below it, then we should probably be able to see the same thing happening here. And if we do, the next support, the next point where I see Mara might be able to bounce back would be somewhere around $21, literally somewhere around here. But if we don't break this support, I mean, if we don't break this into Bitcoin, and then we go back again, because it looks like we've been doing the back and forth, then you will see RIOT Stock pretty much go back up again. But remember, we have a resistance exactly at $36 and some change. So at these levels, if we bounce back and go back up, just remember that there is a resistance at $36 and some change. If Bitcoin breaks that patterns and go back up in the 40, 45, even to 50s, then we should see Mara start picking up. I mean, RIOT Stock start picking up even more and more, and so is Mara, the same thing. So we have not broken this pattern just yet, and we just have to see for the signs. And right now, I'm not seeing any signs of breaking below just yet. If there is any, I'm going to make an update video for sure. All right, so that's pretty much what I wanted to get into with you guys, and I really appreciate you sticking with me and watching this video all the way to the end. If you'd like to trade in the stock market using Webull, please consider using the link in the description below. Sign up and deposit at least $100. Both you and I will both gonna get 4 free stocks just like that, and it could be valued all the way up to $2,000. Or if you would like to invest in M1 Finance and open an account using the link in the description below and deposit at least $100, you and I will both gonna get $30 just like that. Magic. So thank you guys for watching this video. As always, as for me, I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.